whatever to you whenever you're watching this episode of the St. Cloud Moron Show. I am your host, Dylan. This is my co-host, Tommy the Spurg Snake. One of these days, I won't trip over your name. How are you doing today? Have you met the goal?
Once this morning, but it was rough. Getting older.
There's still time. There's time to hit the goal multiple times a day, like our buddy Aaron Imholte, who tries to hit the goal twice a day. Doesn't always make it. And we were discussing, usually we talk about just random shit before we go on the air. Ah, damn it. That was a dirty word within 2 minutes.
Breaking
oh, well.
YouTube's rules.
But yeah,
it is tongue-tied.
It's a spreading, the tongue-tiedness. So we were discussing of Aaron's possible, Nick Rekieta. Neither one of us are putting money on Nick Rekieta going to jail.
Oh, correct, yes.
Probation, that's coming in this week. And Nick Rekieta likes himself some three ways. Otherwise, there might have been felonies getting splashed around all three participants. But no. Let me take all the felonies, and both of you keep servicing my wiener. One on the balls, one on the shaft.
Yeah, he's got it made. And there was weird speculation that he rolled on somebody to get such a good deal. Like one of his former law tuber friends was saying, oh, he must have snitched on somebody. And it's not the case at all.
I think of the last episode of Better Call Saul, when Jimmy McGill is really crafting his deal all the way down to getting a pint of Baby Bell ice cream per week. So that's what he did. He knows what he's doing. He got there in the room and like, this isn't going to stick. This isn't going to stick. And what are you giving them charges for? You want me? I'm the one.
Exactly. And that's all and the prosecutor will be happy to get a higher felony charge on one person than, smaller ones on all three of them. Cause it would just, it also kind of clogs up the system. They really didn't do anything wrong. Other than permitting drug abuse, which is a misdemeanor charge that they could have been. That's why I think Nick was like, all right, I'll take this deal as long as you keep the ladies out of it, which makes him look good. The other things got dropped, like there was no child endangerment. His kids are fine. That's why they were back with him within 2 weeks.
But I heard...
a month maybe.
I heard from some fellow, a good buddy of his, that his kids weren't doing fine. Weird.
Yeah, I know. That guy, he likes to paint a lot of things in a certain light, this gentleman here.
Everything is absolute good and absolute bad. And, of course, we were talking about the absolute good Aaron Imholte. I went ahead and decided, let's check out from today's episode. And I was very happy to see it came in at 4 hours and 5 minutes, which means the goal was not met.
No.
Essentially. All right, we got about 7 minutes until the end of the hour. Turd Burglar says, speaking of Jews, Aaron needs 20 for overtime. We're $75 away from today's goal. Guys, let's go ahead and rally up.
This sounds like Spaceballs. We're preparing to beg. We are 2 minutes away from begging. Just beg. Fuck it. Take the 2 extra minutes. Why are you preparing to rewind? Just do it.
Oh, jeez. And this is still up on Rumble?
I got this one from YouTube.
This is YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, this is YouTube 129.25. That is from earlier today. It looks like that Aaron is back to writing on his whiteboard rather than having Slam Piece do it. Because I was remarking last week how nice that the penmanship looked, and now it's back to... Ugh.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on too this week. I think he thinks he's owning people by saying that SP is not a part of the show as much as she is, or that we speculate she is more a part of the show. Like there's a conspiracy. There's not a conspiracy. We're speculating that she does stuff for you on the show, which you then A, later confirm, and B, it's obvious there's stuff going on behind you. We'll get into more stuff later. Let's see the end of this show.
We totally, I'm buying into that too, that he's doing the same thing, but different with April. He learned his lesson. Don't have your girlfriend, wife on air. But I totally think he's letting her do a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes. She just doesn't have the title of vice president of Steel Toe as April did. Thanks for the promotion, Jerry Lahane. Hope a couple of you good folks from BF Live make it over here as we goof. Actually, I'll tell you something I'm not going to goof on. His shirt. I usually goof on his wrestling shirts. He is wearing a Bret Hart shirt that is passable here. I am a huge Bret Hart nerd. And it's not a shitty design we've seen a million times. And also, it's just a cool design that you might not know it's a wrestling shirt. It's a skull and a maple leaf with some wings.
A Canadian toughness, which would be passable.
Anyone who knows the Hitman knows he's badass. Anyone who doesn't is like,
that's right.
That's a cool, kind of like a biker Canadian there. If you didn't know it was Bret Hart.
Check that out. 75 is a very doable number for the toe. Throw in a couple of bucks. Let's call this a W. I got about a minute 45 until we rattle the can.
Those eyes, a minute 45. You're rattling the can now. You're not rattling it with your hand, but you're like kicking it with your foot. Nope. I'm not rattling it. Just start at 7. The begging has begun.
Even Michael Ray Bauer has figured out how to do this without being this ridiculous about a goal or getting his money. He knows how much money. He said it yesterday. He needs $100 from YouTube on the daily because that'll put $70 in his pocket, $60 in his pocket.
And I feel sad for Michael Ray Bauer. I never feel sad for Aaron. I couldn't visit Michael Ray Bauer as often as No One Likes Onions does because I feel bad for fucking Donkey Lips after goofing on him for a little while.
Well, there is a bit of sincerity there. He's in
like
his
a big
own,
kid.
He's in his own little bubble. Yeah, he is a big kid. That's very true. But yesterday he posted a video about entering the Dabbleverse. He's gonna become part of this Dabble nonsense and stream 3 times a week. So
I don't think that's going to be good for your mental health, Michael Ray Bauer, but I am all for it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens over the next week or two.
Rini is throwing out that maybe it's ketamine that has Aaron's eyes doing what they've just been doing for the last couple of seconds.
Hands, try to knock this thing out. Thank you guys for all the merch you've been buying. We've only taken $40 for the goal so far. We'll probably take a little more for tomorrow morning. Hopefully we hit. We've got that January coming up in overtime. We got that January 6er who got shot dead by the cops.
All right, folks, give me money, and this is what you can hear. We've got that guy who got out of jail just to go to
That's really
death.
Unfortunate. Just gets his pardon. We also have Joan Rivers' daughter.
We got Joan Rivers' daughter here with a conspiracy theory.
Saying that she believes her mom was killed because she called Michelle Obama a man.
All this and more if you give me $100. Well, actually, $117. Well, I guess $130 if it's all from YouTube. $117 if you're tipping them on Venmo. They take out.
This guy is out of control. And he's only regurgitating other news stories. It's not like he broke any of this. He wants money for you to listen to him read the news to you and then address the haters in the chat most of the time.
I have been trying to get an Aaron children's counting song from Udio, the AI music app, and so far Aaron's Odd Math gave me something I should have expected, where they're counting 1, 3, 5, and 7. But I'm gonna have to tinker a little more to have a proper Aaron math song.
Now the official story is that Joan Rivers died getting plastic surgery, because that happens all the time in America. But Joan Rivers' daughter, Melissa, is now saying it might be because of the Michelle Obama deal. We've also got Anthony Mackie, Falcon / Captain America, just saying some un-American shit.
I love how interested Fauci and the Captain America. Don't you want to hear me talk about these exciting topics? I'm going to take this back 10 seconds because I want to hear that again of how excited he is if you give him another $100 to talk about this.
because of the Michelle Obama deal. We've also got Anthony Mackie, Falcon / Captain America, just saying some un-American shit. It's just perfect for Hollywood. And the Minnesota Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the Democrats and says that the House of Representatives cannot be in session with just the Republicans there. And then a couple other stories.
That's what hurt me the most when I watched these and pulled clips myself, was his politics talk. I don't like it, and I suppose that's what he's trying to lean into to get back on radio, because you're either just reading from Prep Burger. Anyone who's listened to the radio, it is just cookie cutter that they're going to commercial. Hey, 80% of people do this first thing in the morning. Do you know what that is? You either got to be cookie cutter or and he 1999 cookie cutter. As I've said many times, I don't think Aaron can do this inoffensive thing I hear on the radio now.
Yeah, they did it to my local guy. Rover was the morning guy here. Rover's Morning Glory that got Chad had beef with. Blah 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 blah. Anywho, he was very leaning into right wing politics, and then they got him a Puerto Rican call girl.
Fuck yeah. Change his mind right quick with a Puerto Rican call girl.
That's right.
Make it a state.
Phone screener. That was a Freudian slip. I was thinking of something I need to do later.
Backpage.com is gone. Skip the Games is still up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, there we go. But anyway, long story short, he moved to Florida and now phones in the radio show from Florida. And it's like you just said, everything is very cookie cutter. This is what you're going to read now. He can't be edgy boy. And Aaron is trying to lean into that. He tries to be just edgy enough so he can be that guy on radio.
Which doesn't exist anymore. It's
right.
So sanitized.
Yeah, very much so. They want to get rid of radio DJs altogether and just go back. They tried it out in the early 2000s where it was no radio
Jack
DJ.
FM.
And then it went away because people weren't ready for it. And now I think people are just play the music. We don't want to hear shit. Don't talk. We can find that everywhere else now.
Including
going on
right
for
here
overtime.
On Steel Toe.
So let's throw a couple of bucks in. Let's all work together. Let's hammer out today's goal. And let's call.
Oh, we're working together. Oh, good. He's going to tip himself and give 30% over to YouTube. Give yourself a Venmo, Aaron. You deserve it. Take out less.
That's another one.
Another win.
He's got to take his own money and cover the. Yeah, exactly. He will cover the goal, as though he's not just handing himself money.
Prime the tip jar. Actually, that would be. I would enjoy that if he would have a primed tip jar with a buck sticking out of it. Looky here. Some nice soul already gave me a physical dollar bill. Thank you, Gordy.
There may be a plot. I can't confirm, but there may be a plot for a dog napping to get Gordy out of that house.
And that is the thing. Where would Gordy be better off? Because when we saw Gordy with Aaron didn't seem to like the dog. He's just seems. Well, actually, we have some Gordy clips later. Let's circle back around to Gordy after we get done with this clip. Stallion 19 covered a lot of bases with the second clip I have up here.
Excellent.
But on to, are we officially begging now, Aaron, or are we still preparing to beg?
For the toe. $75 away. Here we go, boys and girls. What do you say? 5.5 minutes to go. Throw it in. Let's raise the dollar amount we need to break even for the day. Of course, the evening show.
It was.
I feel like I paused it right as the official begging was starting. He's got that voice. He's got the clapping. It's checking the phone over and over again for the next 5 minutes.
You saw it. He hit the keyboard shortcut for the links to the Venmo and all that, and then he immediately he went right boop boop boop, hit the keyboard and scooped up the phone. Let's hit refresh. It's a perfect response.
My current menial job I'm not happy with anymore, but I've still got more self-respect than this guy of just working a shit job. You don't. We're seeing him basically at his lowest, and he doesn't realize this. He's most desperate. Please, money. Please give me money.
Yeah.
Holy shit, those guys. The evening show crowd has been crushing this week. I think they're halfway through their goal already. I think
morning show people, evening show people are ahead of their homework. You can get ahead of your homework, morning people.
Yeah, exactly. Are these not the same people, or is there a legit separate night group? I don't frequent the night show.
I guess maybe there is a difference. That's something that he's been goofed on for a while now, of like, they're the same people. But actually, yeah, I've always pulled clips from his morning show, almost never his evening show, just once. Okay, I'm a crossover. But yeah, I'm mainly a morning steel tower. I dabble in night steel toedness.
I think technically speaking, if we would have taken the over that they have and given it to you guys, we'd be knocked out by now. But that's not fair. I said that I'd start.
This is specifically nighttime doing more work. You will not get credit for this anymore. I used to give you guys credit for all the hard work that nighttime did, but no more.
Third shift has got to stop stocking the coolers because first shift needs something to do. They need to put that work in. The late shift is doing too much.
Yeah, thank you, overnight guys, for being so overzealous. But we pay these morning folk to do their job. Well, reverse here. These morning folk pay. My analogies are falling a fucking apart. I'm gonna play the clip.
Start giving it to the shows that did it. So you guys have today's goal and tomorrow's goal. That's it. That's all you've got left. Throw in a couple of bucks. Let's get this thing done. Adam kicking it off with $1. Thank you very much. All the links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc. Throw it in and call it another win for the toe. You know, I feel like I've been keeping the sickness at bay today. The aching, the Advil.
Oh, is it changing? Is the beg down with the begness instead of a beggy monster? Well, now I want to ask Udio to do a down with the sickness with begging instead.
It would be good. Wow. Especially if, yeah.
American Cupcake, I absolutely agree. Joey C is very much more likable than Aaron Imholte. This coming from Cupcake, who definitely has had his falling out with that silly man, Joey C.
It takes care of that achiness, boy. I know that's going to wear off, and I'm going to feel like shit. But boy, it really helps at getting the symptoms to subside. Toad climbs mountains with $2, says Rally. We need to really jump into this, boys and girls. 4 minutes away. Thank you.
This clapping has been regular for a couple of months. I feel like this is somewhat new, the clapping, to get the rally going. Really got excited for the $2 too. But it wasn't as much the $2 he was excited for. It was the calling for a rally. Everybody else.
That's right.
Two.
He's back into the train. He does play the music. He does do the rally. So I think he was near dancing the other day in the chair. Even Johnny was getting into it.
I forget if we played it last week, but Aaron did talk about what they need in order to get the hype train started, and it's some convoluted. We need tips of a minimum of $5 and a minimum of 7 of those in an amount of time. It's funny, all the rules he has of when he's allowed to beg, when the hype train is allowed to start.
I don't understand that. He does that. You bring up the best point. He just makes up all of these arbitrary rules. He gives himself so many hoops to fly through and jump through, that when he fails, it's blamed on the rules. But he made them. He could change them. He could do away with the goal. He doesn't even need to do this at all. But he likes it. I know there's some sort of
doing away with
hit he's getting.
Doing away with the goal is like a mental block. That's something that's just not going to make it past his reasoning and problem solving with eliminating the goal. That is nope. He does not know how to do this any other way.
If we got a CAT scan, it would be that like 2/3 of his brain would just be taken up by the goal. Like it stems from the lizard brain and goes right around. It's gonna take its frontal lobe over here shortly.
Usually, people who have a clot this large, Mr. Imholte, have died. It is amazing you are standing here in front of me. Thank you, B. Smiley. He's been doing the clapping for a while. For some reason, I was just not noticing it. But now maybe I listened to an old Stern Show clip because that was a thing they did like in the early to mid 80s with the energy. So maybe that's where my mind is like, why is he doing this 1983 Stern clapping thing?
Yeah, a lot of in the room support with the round of applause. And he also gets it for being like a baggy seal, clapping very loud.
I feel like I've seen that one over on Melton. Actually, this I take that back. The seal I saw was with Melton's voice, not his voice.
Thank you so much for your support of Steel Toe. I'm out of practice. We haven't had to do this very much this week. You guys have been hammered. Yesterday, you hammered it out in the first hour. Evening show's been hammering out multiple goals in a show. Holy shit. So let's hammer out that last $75. That means you throw in.
It's reminding me of a parent talking about how much better your other sibling is doing. The way that Knight is knocking out multiple goals. The people who watch at night, I mean, they passed the bar. You're still here delivering pizzas. He's going to be in a murder trial next week. If you're ever in a murder trial, it'll be because you're on the stand.
It's hilarious. I like that analogy too. Like, your sister's been playing cello 3 times a week. You should pick up an instrument too. But it's the same vibe. Like he's parenting his chat.
Star Chunksta must not have been around a few months back when he got the Quattro, when he got 4 goals in a row. When he meets a goal, he does not stop. He met 2 goals. Can we get 3? Can we get 4? Just break down that wall like the Kool-Aid Man, and there's another one. He's ready to just goal
smash
right through again.
He'll never be satisfied. He's like a child. Real quick before we move on, feel better, King Yeti. The flu seems to be going around.
Yeah, he's feeling a little under the weather. I'm glad it only got me slightly. I must not have got that flu A. I've seen some of these people with flu A this season. They've been down. I've just had a scratchy throat for a week. So get well soon. Glad that I got the mild version.
Yeah. No
Yesterday you hammered out.
Fatigued and tired from it. Sorry, go ahead.
One of these days we'll figure out our rhythm. We also blame it on being in a different room. We'll keep on blaming it on that.
I will.
The flow would be down better, we think.
Out in the first hour, evening show's been hammering out multiple goals in a show. Holy shit. So let's hammer out that last $75. That means you throw in 10, he throws in 10, she throws in 10. The trans one throws in 20. It's only fair.
I don't know why this is my favorite part of the show, when he starts breaking down the actual math, because I guess I want Aaron to host a kids' math show, the way we sent Gino in the direction of Sell the Sham Wow. Aaron, you have so much fun with numbers. Teach toddlers. Get rid of this edge.
Dude, I think that he does have a good energy, and I bet you kids would pay attention to him.
He really, the way he talks to his audience like children, I think it would be better. He has a natural talking to his audience as children. So just do a kids show and it'll be proper.
Flippy the Steel Toe.
And we're going to call this a win. Let's go ahead and do it. Klopogram says train time, choo choo. I just want to get this 75 taken care of and keep the show going.
No.
Dead Game with $5 says, here, you got to ease up, man. 07. We're easing up. We're easing into $70. We're $25 away from doing that overtime and extending another 30 minutes. Atomic Ray says Advil drops fever and inflammation, but not congestion or fluid flow. The Advil increases fluid flow and some diarrhea.
Thank you for actually giving us some information, Aaron. King Yeti, I believe you're a regular over there, aren't you? So you probably already got this good information to help get over that flu.
Diuretic, but you keep doing you. Well, it helps the symptoms that I'm having. Thank you. But thank you for the tip, sir. $70 away from today's goal. Get in there on Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, and Super Chats and Rumble and all of that. Gift some memberships, however you want to do it. $70 away from today's goal and 2.5 minutes away from a win for the toe or an L for the toe. That would make a lot of people happy, though. And, you know, this show is all about making people.
That's starting to drive me fucking nuts. Like, oh, people want to see me fail. We don't care if you win or fail. It's fun. It's like if you're watching somebody walk down the street, you're not actively rooting for them to fall. But if they happen to hit a banana peel and slide 3 feet, fall on their ass, you're going to chuckle. That's all we're doing. We're just passively. And the other thing he keeps doing, I'm sorry, I'm upset about this now, is amalgamating everybody. We're all like colluding together in discords and shit just to get Aaron, and that's not the case at all. You know,
we are
it
part
seems
of the
that way.
Internet people, because like
exactly.
the internet is an entity, so we're part of them.
Yeah, but when nobody's colluding on anything, it just so happens that you aggravate that many people. It's not like we don't even need to be cohesive. You just aggravate that many people. They just keep fucking with you. Sorry, dude.
I imagine the word seething will be coming any moment now.
Yeah, that's another thing. He does fixate on phrase.
He's talking about people that don't like him, that are happy to see him go down. Seething. I got $5 on it. $5 in the next 38 seconds. We're going to have a seething.
People happy. I want to thank everybody who's been purchasing that merch too. We'll put some of that towards the goal as well. Thank you very much. Frostalicious says, did you talk about the Eagles fan that died from falling off a light pole? No, but I'd be more than thrilled to. 2.5 minutes left to go. Atomic Ray with $1 says, I'm poor. Well, you know, it happens from time to time. We need to knock out.
He's part of the poor collective, just like the internet. Also poor.
I love how he said, we can talk about that. It's an implication of yeah, absolutely. You got 30? You got 30? We can totally talk about that. If you give under 20, I don't know. That's something we could talk about, not something we're definitely going to talk about if it's under 30.
Oh, this guy.
Out that
this fucking guy.
$70. Come on, guys. It doesn't...
we've got the chat replay today. It seems like sometimes I don't get the chat replay. It's in there if we need to reference it.
Take much. That means you and you and you and you. And that's probably it. Honestly, if we get you and you and you and you, I think we'll be done with the $70 and we'll call
you and you and you and you. Give me $70. So let's see. 35 is half of 70. So $17.50.
$17.50.
All we need is $17.50 from you, and you. That simple.
That means 20 each, because YouTube takes its cut, blah, blah, blah. I know. He's like counting people out. I need your guys' help. Help me.
And all it takes is 4 at an average of under $20. $20-ish. See, I'm enjoying solving these math problems you're giving me, Aaron. You should be in middle schools across the country, helping them learn long division. Or is that late grade school?
I will say he does have math teacher handwriting. That whiteboard is definitely print of a math teacher.
Can't be that hard to become a substitute teacher, can it? At least not in California. Might be different in Minnesota.
True.
Call it another win for the toe. I feel like this was supposed to be easy. We were kind of drilling it today, and we've been nailing it the last couple of days. I did not expect this to be the hater love fest that it's becoming. 1.5 minutes away. Let's go, boys and girls.
I lost my $5.
All right,
he did not drop a seething. Shocked me on that.
I mean, I'm all for a half hour off here and there, and we have been doing very, very well. But I'm a prideful guy, and I want to get a W.
It sounds to me he's at a crossroads in his mind. He's checked out. He actually doesn't want to do another 30 minutes of show. He can go fuck off and play golf or ignore the dog, whatever the fuck he wants. Like his face now seems to be both ways. It's a lose. Either I don't get the money or I've got to be here longer.
I want to find out what his gamer tag is. I want to do the DSP thing where we find out he's been playing Call of Duty like 9 hours a day instead of doing anything else. Because I'm almost sure that's kind of on his plate still, but I'm not 100% sure.
I do understand that gaming addiction. For me, it was XCOM 2. I lost a year of my life to XCOM 2, and sometimes I get the urge to go back to get some more XCOM 2 in my veins.
I know. For me lately, it's been Fortnite.
Oh, you're jumping on the Fortnite train. I mentioned that lady you might be interested in, looking for a guy that's into Fortnite and pegging.
One or two. The pegging, not so much. Fortnite, sure.
Oh, and I lost. There it is. Principled uncertainty had a pegging chat earlier that I was going to bring up since I made that joke here. He believes that Slampiece is invested too. It's a cult, and one day she will be pegging Aaron in the wide gauge. Oof, wide gauge dildo. Ouch, because he missed the goal, and she'll have a moment of clarity. The moment of clarity happened when April was in a cocaine-induced haze. It's funny how the haze woke her up from a larger haze.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I would say it wasn't even a haze, but just like a focus of a moment for her. It was a rail, and the Molly started flowing, and then she was like, "What the fuck, man? I'm 28. What am I doing with this guy who's like 9 years older than her, 8 years older than her?"
Daddy's Belt disagrees with you. He says if you're into Fortnite, you're definitely into pegging. So
I cannot condone that action, sir.
Daddy's Belt thinks that they just go together.
Also, hold on. There was a good comment that Daddy's Belt also said long division is racist. It may or may not be racist. It's definitely communist, dividing things out amongst everybody. That's not okay.
I'm going to take any more out of the story yet. I want to save some for the morning show audience tomorrow. That would be nice. So let's go. Let's do it, guys. 1 minute and 10 seconds away. $70 from winning or losing. The fuck? Let's go and do it. 1 minute. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats. Let's get this thing going. Throw in your money. And let's make it happen. There's the links again, because I'm sure you're just missing it. Dead Game says, fuck pride, humble yourself. No. If we miss today, we miss honestly. We miss on, but I don't want to. I don't want to miss. I want you guys to throw in a couple of bucks, knock out that last 70, or at least get us down to 45 and give us a fighting chance to stay alive. 40 seconds left.
45, that does get us into overtime on credits. Come on, folks.
Exactly. And
that 90 is a scary number. 45 isn't as scary of a number.
Yes, exactly. 100 triple digits does make him upset. If he gets within 100, he is okay, but he definitely pushes to be within that 50. Like that's the real goal, is to get within 50 of the actual goal. It's really strange. It's like he gets nervous, increasingly so in the last.
Let's do another win for the toe, guys. Come on. You guys have been knocking it down so nice. You know, it used to be if we were within 150 in this last 5 minutes, it was hammered out, no problem. Now just the 60s.
Remember the good old days when I could get $150 in a minute? Those were good days. Don't you want the good old days to come back when you would give me $150 in a minute? That is hell of
that's exactly accurate.
Like, that's even That's overcharging for a bareback blowjob from one of the nasty girls downtown. You could, and that lasts more than a minute. I'm now comparing Aaron's last minute to a drug addict blowjob.
These in 70s.
I think my analogies have been a bit off today. I'm taking some big swings, and I think I keep on fucking missing.
I think you're all right. It's fun. We're having fun.
They're getting tough. It's like if we don't knock it out right away, weird shit happens. 20 seconds left to go. Oh my God, if you are obsessed with steel toe and you can't get me off your mind, you might be very happy in a few seconds here. To the rest of you, throw in a couple of bucks. Let's do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you don't like the toe, I hope you're very happy about this because I'm doing great. The show's doing great. We're doing fine.
He has all these techniques that would really appeal to children. Children love counting down. Well, we all love counting down, but kids especially love counting down, especially the obsessive compulsive kids. Aaron's math for OCD youngs. Youngs? Is that what they call them now? The youngins? Littles. That's what Miss Rachel calls them. Math for littles.
So if I'm happy and we've made you happy, that's all I'm about. $5 from Toad Climbs Mountains says, I'm just tight. Well, thank you, buddy. Kloppo Graham says, don't forget to check out Aaron's tiny URL. It may be small, but SP says it will get bigger. Well, you know, grower, not a shower and all that. All right, $65 away from today's goal. Go ahead and throw.
It's over, Aaron. It's over, Johnny.
Go in. We will leave as soon as I get through all of these. So I will stall for another 30 seconds, but it's very...
And the stalling in no way has to do with trying to get a couple more bucks out of you. Nothing at all.
Very clear. People have had enough steel toe for the day. So, $65 loss, not the end of the world. Not going to die from it. Just not going to do that 30 minutes of overtime today. Thank you guys very much.
Serenity now, insanity later. That was a good sign off from Serenity Now, Aaron. I'm actually unfamiliar with his sleeping bag cum story. Are you familiar with that one, Tommy?
I've not heard that, no. And there is somebody with the username Serenity Now. And I think that person just got banned out of his chat recently, too. Which is hilarious to me, because that's straight up antithesis. And everybody changed their name to Coach. There was Coach Everybody for the longest time. Because of his coaching thing. Which turns out he's not really a coach.
I do like the... I wonder if that's an easy analogy to make. Serenity Now might not even be familiar with me. I know that Sam V over at Spurgtopia Discord really enjoyed me throwing out the Serenity Now, and he was like, "Oh, so I was glad I was able to tickle Sam V with that Serenity Now." But yeah, that's an easy one to be like, this reminds me of that Seinfeld episode.
It's like,
Star Chunkster, yeah, Spurgsnake did reveal that he is a Tommy. So
that's right.
I am not doxing. He doxed himself the very first time he appeared over here on the From Somewhere channel. And a thanks to Stallion19 for this next one. Nick Recada's plea deal, SP running the show. So this one covers a lot of ground. Must have been the other one that covered Gordy. I have another one on standby. We might not get to the Gordy talk today because I can't stick around as long as I usually can. So let's just start this one up.
Oh, you got something important.
I apologize.
Horseshit can be important. Absolutely.
Guys, for my malfeasance, I hope you forgive me, and we can have a good show. Coach Shit Show with 199 says, have SP record coaching sessions, help more people. There is a weird conspiracy theory. Again, I give people a reason to live. And
Okay,
I am
here
in
we
their
go.
head all God.
Yep, this is the shit I wanted to get at. Oh boy, he is so full of him fucking self. It drives me. This is the crux of what drives me mad about him. He It's not only center stage syndrome where he's just the star of his own movie. He makes sure that everybody is an active protagonist. Antagonist? You know what I mean. Antagonist. Everybody's antagonizing him constantly. Like, there's not a conspiracy. Your friends at the gym who sent an email out that said you're not a coach.
The way that that's why everyone was coach. I actually didn't know why the coach was funny.
Yeah, no, it turns he's not, and his Jim said he's not a coach. He doesn't train people. He's basically a fleshy heavy bag that moves around in the ring. You know, you got to have a real person to hit if you're going to really spar.
Plug to Nova's channel, who has the sleeping bag cum story. Thanks for that little tidbit, sir. Aaron keeps adding importance to, like, he's the only reason why Carl and these people are broadcasting, to now he is what's keeping them from ending their life. Thank you for being a pillar in me not taking the self-ending, Aaron.
And people like Johnny, it's not helping that. They feed right into his, oh, you helped me live. I was going to take pills and kill myself until I spoke to Aaron. And that totally gives him justification to feel more important than he does.
He saved this man's life by giving him someone to hate, is what he's telling us.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, exactly. He'll be the heel. He thinks that he's being a good heel. Sort of. I'll give him some credit to it. Also, hello, Sam Bibley.
All goddamn day. And when you point out that you're in their head and they can't deal with it, they just go, you're just coping. You're just coping. It's like, I'm not the one who wakes up early in the morning to obsess over another man. Kind of gay. But one of the theories they have is that SP is like this secret dark force that's running everything behind the show. Yeah.
So what, like, she's like the Kardashian women in that,
she's like Nancy. They think she's like Nancy Reagan. Now, could you cut that goddamn booing? It's too long. That clip is too long.
Oh, dude, I didn't even realize I bumped it.
I was wondering.
God, I'm just sitting here. I'm like,
I was wondering about that. I was like, why is that boo going on for so long? No, but see, like, right there, he likes to add adjectives. Like, he's like, oh, she's a shadowy dark force. No one said anything even remotely close to that. Now, she's a shadowy dark force. She's not behind the scenes pulling levers. We just say, like, she comes into the room and sets shit on a shelf. She put the wig on Pillow Man. What's his name?
She might be sending out those gift certificates to Stonies coming up soon, like the last vice president did. Or rather, the last vice president didn't do.
Yeah, shoved them in the closet. That was so great. Like, that's such a fucking classic thing. Just a box of papers in the closet. What the fuck?
And he mentions that somewhat regularly, of sending out the Stonies gift certificates, because it was just such a difficult task for April for some reason.
Well, they were just
it just shows she gave no fucks. It's such a simple task, and she just didn't want to do the job. She was ready to go back to that warehouse from which Aaron saved her, or the mill, whatever the fuck physical labor job she had.
Valve painting.
Ah, that's right, valve painting, because it sounds dirty. It sounds like she was hooking when you say she was painting some valves.
Like, it's a good clip. Like,
no,
Jesus.
I
feel like today's show is me trying to put it in drive, and it's going very well, and then something happens.
Some just kicks it right in the balls.
So there's this conspiracy theory out there that SP secretly runs things. And by conspiracy theory, I mean just people who are so obsessed with steel toe that they can't admit that it's their only reason for living. So they go,
I guess that's me. Thanks for being my only reason for living. It has been a few tough years, so thanks for being such a dickbag that I can find a reason to not Bud Dwyer myself on the next show. Because who knows how long ago I would have done that without Aaron.
Yeah, exactly. I could have went completely Chris Benoit and my whole family. Just didn't have a Bowflex, and Aaron saved me from that. I don't understand this guy. Like, he does think that there's dark forces working against him, but really it's his own stupidity that is the darkest force of all. Dun, dun, dun.
The self-importance of him saving lives just by being.
Come on, man. But he thinks that you and I this is our only focus, or Pretty Antisocial, that's their only for Melton, that this is his only focus. It's not, dude. It's not.
Actually,
he's just a part of a big pie.
I do have to give him a little bit of credit. I am feeling doing our other show of reviewing James Rolfe's book has gotten me much closer to self-harm. So thanks for being what we goof on every other week, because we might take another week off. We haven't discussed this yet, but holy fuck, that last chapter of A Movie Making Nerd just was fucking awful. I've been so unproductive because I've been in such a bad mood from that last section of A Movie Making Nerd that we did. Fuck. Actually, yes, thank you, Aaron. You are good for my mental health because of this fucking awful assignment I gave myself.
Yeah, fair, man. And I will say that Aaron is far more entertaining than that book. There's no doubt in my mind. I would rather sit and watch 4 hours of Steel Toe Morning Show. I am not looking forward to covering some. I do want to see the Rex Viper chapter. I do want to.
We're going to finish it.
Wife into staying. Yeah,
we will finish it. I'll let you know on Friday. I've been reading it on Fridays. If I make it like a page and say this hurts too much, we'll do something different next Wednesday.
Fair enough.
Thanks for checking it out, Principled Uncertainty. Last episode, legit, I did not have a good time because I was so miserable from fucking James Rolfe.
Yeah, it was already apparent that both of us were hitting a slog part through this book, so
that continues. Maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks.
To be determined.
I might need more Aaron Imholte in my life to save me from self-harm.
Yeah, fair enough.
You go, SP is secretly controlling everything. She does everything for Aaron. And I let them think it. Like, how fun is that? That you have like a dozen or so people, like maybe 24 people, who are like, there is a secret. Like, I've never thought, like, even in the radio days when
I gave Sam Bibley a nice little clip for the Spurgtopia page.
we were way up there. I never thought I would have a group of fans so obsessed with the show. Like, we've had fans who make fan fiction before, but they know they're being kind of crazy. They know they're mentally ill. We have this whole group of people that doesn't know they're mentally ill, and they just keep.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm damn aware. Pretty sure it's bipolar 2. Those bipolar 1 folks scare the shit out of me.
Yeah,
you want
that's. I was going to say that's from mania to like manic depression. That's a bigger.
Yeah, but
there is
bipolar 2 doesn't experience the full-on mania. When you get hypomania, it's a fucking blast. Hypomania, yay. Mania, it's fun until it isn't. Be Smiley. We were planning on covering the movie. I still plan on covering the movie. And Jerry Lehane, the series idea I had for a while, Hindsight Rewrite. I'm retooling it. I want to do a hindsight rewrite on both the Angry Video Game Nerd movie and One Too Many. I don't have any others that I've thought of, but it's a series that I have notes on those to be like, all right, this is what you want to do with your movie. As your hindsight producer and hindsight writer, let's see what we can keep to make a cohesive, hopefully profitable movie. So that's upcoming soon. What's upcoming soon with you, Aaron?
Keep giving me milk. Like when I call them lol cows, like they think that I'm kidding. And they keep giving me milk. And their latest milk is SP is secretly controlling everything. Like they've even got Carl's brain. Like I've brain damaged Carl to the end. He thinks he's like SP is putting things in his background.
I forget if Carl Hamburger said that or not, but it's just simple looking at things back there, and the handwriting that we saw last week. I don't. And yeah, Be Smiley. Aaron Didkin did fix his narcissism. Like within a week of identifying he was a narcissist, he cured himself. That was a fun little period.
Yeah, that makes total sense. He can just cure himself from narcissism. You know, that's not
I remember that
thought at all.
If I forget everything about Aaron, I will remember till the end of time. He cured himself of narcissism within a week and a half of identifying it.
BetterHelp.com/STMS for 20% off.
STES.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to have the two different codes to see who do I love more, who's buying my merch, who's using my promo code. Is it you evening folk or you morning folk?
Too much.
Morning folk. We have 30 of you that use my promo code on BetterHelp. So evening folk, come on, catch up.
His conspiracy theory is the pictures that Aaron's kids drew for him that are now in the background. SP did that.
Right?
Yeah. Like Aaron would not just take a picture that his daughter gave him and just put it in the background. That's too hard to work.
Right?
SP did that.
He doesn't have kids. It's all a lie.
I have
rentals.
I have news for you guys. If
Quit
you're
helping
coming
me,
up
Johnny.
with shit that desperately, I've got you. You're mine. I'm sorry. I've just
Now here's the thing.
I own you. You're mine.
Yes, Aaron's property.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I would like to know who said that and where. Like, did he catch that on the subreddit, the Steel Toe Boring Show subreddit? I did not see anybody anywhere. It could have been in a Discord elsewhere from where I'm at, but I highly doubt it. No, that's the thing. SP probably did put those pictures up because you in a million years have not hung up any pictures of your children at all, period. We have not seen anything in the background regarding your kids. It's always been sports memorabilia. It's been your little wrestling figures, your dad joke books, crackhead pillow guy, and that fucking boot medallion. I hate it.
I believe he gets all his information second, third hand. Listening to Carl Hamburger when he plays clips and Aaron's accusing him of stuff, Carl's like, no. Did you just read the title of the thumbnail and just make a story from there, Aaron? Is that what happened?
I think that is what's happening. Either he's doing that, is just surmising stuff from headlines, quote unquote, or YouTube titles, or seeing whatever posts are being posted. He is definitely getting watered down information, watered down, I guess is right, but it's not correct. Nobody
it's like the
cares this
telephone
much.
information.
He's
turning more into Stuttering John every week. There is just more and more. That is one of the main habits. Well, he's got plenty of disgusting and moronic main habits, but just believing what you want to believe when someone tells you.
Yeah, exactly. That's, he wants to hear that, so it will be true to him.
And you're having a hard time processing
Coping with it.
The show's been very good.
Nope.
And I don't know if I want to go into darkness and my past. And I tell you what, man, I am so happy these days. Every day is better than the last day. I'm just excited for the future. And going back into the past, I got to be honest with you, doesn't make me sad, doesn't make me mad, doesn't make me anything like that.
It just runs programs. I get you. It's my favorite quote from Short Circuit. Doesn't get happy. It doesn't get sad. It just runs program.
Johnny trying to make jokes, but the way he said that, it just didn't seem to give a shit. I'm half paying attention. I remember a quote from Short Circuit.
That's exactly it. He definitely is about half paying attention, maybe 2/3.
Which is what Aaron has taught him to be. So many times we've seen Johnny try to contribute, and Aaron is too busy checking the goal, checking the chat, which is something, trying to be active listening to someone and checking out the chat. It can make your fucking brain explode.
Yeah, I got to be careful. I can't multitask like that. I got to listen to what we're doing. I can glance at the chat from time to time, but
but it just kind of,
Johnny is a robot.
I don't know. I guess my feeling is like, enough. You know, I like my life moving forward. You know, I don't like it looking back. But over the weekend, on Friday, Nick pled guilty to felony drug possession.
Ooh.
So it's it'll be over in the month of April, which is very fitting. It'll be over when he's sentenced. He got really kind of the deal that everyone, I saw that people were like angry about this. Like they were really mad about it. And I'm like, guys, you know, and maybe it's because I'm from Minnesota, but I was like, guys, this is kind of what everyone thought this was going to be, or at least everyone I talked to about it.
Were you talking to yourself? Because yourself was talking about all this fucking jail time, from what I remember.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, this guy, he was really thinking that, and right after the warrant was issued, he's like, oh, Nick's trying to get out of the warrant. He thinks it's all going to get thrown out because of some stipulation the warrant wasn't served. That can happen, yes. And if it was anybody, yeah, they'd be trying to get out of trouble. That's what you do when you get in trouble. You try to get out of it. And
like this,
he was definitely like, oh, Nick's going to be serving time. That's a lot of cocaine, blah, 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 blah. It went exactly how most people would have guessed, you know, maybe light jail time, but most likely an extended period of probation, community service.
This is what it was going to be.
Yeah, with a lawyer doing his lawyer thing, jail time highly unlikely. Aaron, it seems like he's facing less charges, but you're not a lawyer guy. You might go to jail for that.
Yeah, I'm curious if Aaron's actually going to a jury trial. I don't know if that's a thing for real or not.
Get as many men as you can get on there, because they would be more on your side of like, you're showing the titties that you came on. Yeah, fuck yeah. Female jury will be less sympathetic towards him. Look, he wasn't revenge. It's a revenge porn case. No, this is a bragging case. There's no law against bragging.
But yeah, see, that could be a thing.
They were like, first of all, he pled guilty to 3rd degree felony drug possession. Now, I thought he was going to get a better deal than that, because it was going to be 3rd degree anyway. The 2nd degree was the weighing with the packaging. And I'm sure what the state told him was, look, if we go to trial, we have to reweigh this. And if we go to trial and we reweigh this, it could still be in the 2nd degree ballpark, but it probably wouldn't, because I think it was only over by 2 grams.
Okay.
And if you have packaging and stuff in there, I mean, that
I should have cut this down a little bit. Aaron's getting a little more in the weeds than.
Yeah, no, he's flexing his expert drug criminal skills, because, you know, he's been a part of the system so many times that he knows how criminal court cases work, especially reweighing drugs for a felony charge.
Michael
Jamal, he knows what he's even talking about.
Points out that Aaron does have multiple counts of panhandling, so maybe he is more knowledgeable than we're giving him credit for. And I did just jump ahead a little bit here
to monitor him. Basically, what Nick's getting.
Okay, he's talking about Nick for a while here. Do I have the Gordy clip? I'm going to get that Gordy clip all prepped so we can hit up some Gordy stuff before we go, because I guess he talks about Nick for most of the rest of this clip.
Government. So I know a lot of people are mad. I know a lot of people are happy. I know no one's really happy. A lot of people are mad for different reasons. But I will say this. I think it's a fair deal. I think it's the deal you get in Minnesota when you get busted with a bunch of cocaine for the first time. They say, hey, you know what?
Fair deal, Wade.
You admitted you did it. You admitted you're guilty of the things we're accusing you of.
I wish I had the B Dabbler, the El Horrible, admitted on the board. So I guess that's what Aaron really did want this entire time, was just admit it. You can hear how unangry he is. There is no aggression in his voice anymore. He admitted it. All that aggression just floated away.
Unreal.
Vidam says, baby boy Nick blocked me in X.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about Gordy. I was thinking it was in that first clip. I should have taken better notes on these two clips, because I was thinking Gordy was involved in that last one as well. But this one, also from Stallion, April, Gordy, Nick Rekieta's second chance.
Told him he had to go to confession and get out and volunteer in your community and donate money to Catholic charities and other charities. And he needs to repent. I just don't think he's going to make it on that probation, man. He's too full of anger. He's too full of hostility. I'm still front and center in his brain.
He just spent how long talking about Nick to Johnny just now? And this is the night show from that day, and he's still talking about Nick. But Nick is front and center in his head. He's front and center in Nick's head. That's not true.
Yeah, this is from 127. So, okay, this one was from later on in the day, and he's not angry, but Nick's angry. He's still always on his mind.
He's another guy that I've broken. He's another guy who's just psychologically can't let the toe go.
I want a full list of everyone that you believe you have broken and why. I would like an essay. I'm now fascinated by all these people that you've broken with your alpha brain there.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, he's put us all in the, it's a cuckoo's nest over here.
And I even said, I took a lot of heat from my take this morning on that plea deal where I'm like, hey, this gives him a second chance to.
So far, in the last couple of minutes, we have Carl Hamburger and Nick Rekieta of people that he's broken, who he is just always on their mind. I feel like it's a longer list.
Melton is on that list.
Yes, Melton he also mentioned.
He did go after Haley and Jackie on Pretty Antisocial, postmenopausal women, he called them. He does. He thinks that because he has this stable of haters, which we're left off that list a little bit. I feel jealous. That he's giving us all this, we're the reason we get out of bed because of him, and it is not the case. We have fun goofing on him once, twice a week because this is a hobby for us. You know, we like to do faux broadcasting.
As do you, Aaron. We're in the same boat of fake broadcasting.
It's to get back on the straight and narrow and do right. And, people are like, oh, I bent the knee. It's like, no, I'm just not like these internet people. I have a life that I'm very happy with. I don't need to obsess over. I mean, I got away from those people and I couldn't be happier. It was a really good thing for my life. I guess me leaving his life was bad for him and it's still hurting him. I guess I'm kind of numb to it because that's a lot of people. It's like there's a lot of people who act like I've done something personally.
Yes, that is what got Nick all butthurt about you, was you leaving. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Nothing else. Not of your actions, of why Nick now has a vendetta towards you.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing he did to anybody in the queue, polycule. It's so sad that I even know all this. It came off right away, like those three squeezed him out. And to find out that he just, is a total square and chickened out and left anyway, he can say whatever he wants. We all know what happened, even without any of them speaking.
Because he does tell the story that it was his decision to leave.
Exactly.
And we're like trying to piece together the actual thing of what happened. I do think he got all square with the drugs, and yeah, I believe that it was kind of a quit got fired, maybe on those edge. They were ready to get rid of you. You were ready to stop doing coke.
Yep. And he did read one of the texts that Michaela sent him where she said, "You left." He did. He left. He walked out, and he thinks that's why Nick is upset. Nick is upset because he can't keep his fucking mouth shut. Aaron can't keep his mouth shut. You know, everything would have went a lot smoother for everybody if he wasn't on the internet blabbing.
To them. And I'm just like, sucks to be you. That's too bad. Just keep her going, I guess. But repent. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be like Larry the Cable Guy. Keep her going. It doesn't have the same type of flow as Get Her Done, but I believe in you, Aaron. Keep her going.
Like repenting would help. Going to like some 12.
Oof, that one stunk. I think we need Duke Phillips to admonish me for that one.
Where's the joke? Sir, we're on the air. I know we're on the air, but where's the joke? Where's the joke?
Thank you, Duke Phillips. It's funny that in two shows in a row in which we were reviewing the successful failures, we ran into that guy, Charles Napier, I believe it was, both the police officer and the cable guy.
Right.
And Duke Phillips. And of course, after covering the cable guy, I think both you and me, our main thought was that old guy background actor was awesome.
Yeah, I have the GIF saved in my Discord GIFs. Like
Yeah, well, like what you were saying on the show the other day of finding like just very entertaining or bad background actors. I wish it was that simple. You could not miss that guy. And sometimes assistant directors are too good at their job of getting extras that look like they should be there.
That's right. No, and he did look like he should be there.
And yeah, he did look like he should be there. He was just so over the top with it.
12-step shit would probably help, but he's too smart for that, quote unquote. He won't do it. A lot of people who watch the toe and obsess over the toe and do shows about the toe, it's their life. That's
nope.
No kidding.
You are in a rotation with Stuttering John and about well, actually, I was going to say some of Carl's others, but no, Aaron is in heavy rotation now over with Carl. I don't know. Once again, trying to be the reason that we live.
That's really
that last face. I saw it too late to be like, oh, I need that one.
sad. But I do this so I can have a life, and then I go live that life. These other people,
you don't.
Like, their life is the toe. That's just, it'll never not be sad to me. And again, it's another thing that frustrates the actual steel toe wearer guy.
This is getting to be fascinating psychology to me. That he pities us. People who cover him, he's not the laughing stock. We are the laughing stock for having nothing better in our lives.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Here's the thing. He wants to say that we're obsessed and that this is going on 24/7 in our head. He's the one doing 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day on YouTube, 5 days a week, 4.5 or whatever. No, it's 5. One Sunday evening show for the members makes up for the Friday night show he doesn't do. Yeah, he's on for almost 7-8 hours a day. It's ridiculous.
We have someone who's going to give us their thoughts about Aaron always winning as he is.
Just take the loss, Mr. Toe Man.
He can't.
He's not going to do it. I would like him to. You'd like him to. He won't.
Guy and others. It's don't worry, guys. It's pity, but you can dress it up as whatever you'd like if it makes you feel better. Again, I'm sorry. Facts don't matter to onion heads. It just doesn't. Their big thing is they lie, and then
You're
Where?
starting to get like legit annoyed at this fucking guy.
Yeah, because what is he talking about? Where is this coming from? He has no evidence of any of this. There's like Beep Smiley mentioned earlier, he doesn't do Discord. There's a lot of people that don't go on Discord, and I don't blame them. It can get a little Wild Westy and a little, people are right there. It's like you don't have, if you're not in the middle of the conversation, you can lose track of what your argument is. But it's better than Twitter, in my opinion. And that's exactly it. Like, there's always receipts for everything. He doesn't even pull a text. He doesn't pull a clip. He doesn't show any of the Reddit. He doesn't show any. He just says onion people. And who is that? There's a lot more new people over there. Melton's about 1,000 subs ahead of him now, 1,100 or something. And it's the same 10 people in the toe rotation. And Melton is growing. So he thinks that they're all
you need is a couple of eyes to see Melton growing. Sorry, I had a dumb fat joke that it just steamrolled right through your next point.
Oh, that's fine. It's that's due to breakfast soda. I can't believe somebody Diet Coke. Never mind. Anyway, but Aaron he's like steel manning all these people in his head that don't exist. They're all obsessed with him, but he's on here twice a day. Can't keep any of this shit out of his mouth. He doesn't do a show that doesn't revolve around other people, except to sprinkle in a news story here or there. A kid was chewed up by a pit bull today. Okay, great. Now back to the goal. And Melton. And Onions. And Carl. And Gino. And anybody else who's on this.
Who's below me because they talk about me. All these people who talk about me online. Below me. Below me. I didn't even mean to make that play of words.
Then they accuse you of lying. It's the most rudimentary shit I've ever seen. Sanford Son with 2143. Thank you very much. Oh, they are seething tonight. They can't keep their...
Woo! He said it. He said the word.
There we go. He said seething.
he said the thing.
Whoa!
I still don't have a proper goal alarm for the live show because I need some type of video to put it over. Yeah, those are technical, stupid details. If I upgrade to an actual like Final Cut Pro, that could probably make it happen. But iMovie, no.
They're seethed to themselves. Sanford Son with 2143 says, did you see Nick saying today that April wanted to get Gordy back, but you allegedly wouldn't let her? Story? Yeah, I'll go through my text tonight where she says, I don't want to take Gordy away from the kids. And that was actually very sweet of her. You know, there always seemed to be this thing. When she wasn't around Nick, she was always very sweet to me. And then as soon as she would like tell Nick that she spoke to me, whether it was about our possessions or the dog or anything else, and that it was nice and that we had a decent conversation, all of a sudden it would flip. Like she would flip. Like he's definitely got that.
That kind of sounds familiar to me. Of her, like that's the same dynamic where April and Ashley LaRue were okay talking to each other. Then April would talk to Aaron, and they're bitter enemies. So, you got it back at you. Ha.
Yeah, no kidding. And that is like, that's a proud toe.
Yeah, that one might be on the next episode. That's a good one. Actually, for some reason, I see that as like a Aaron pooping face. Like getting, he was constipated, and finally it's coming out. The diuretics are working. That happy push face.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. I feel so
Not
much
that
better.
cult leader control. Like, you know that from Keanu's stories, but he doesn't want to let it go, apparently. That's too bad. He's got to focus on his shit, man. A lot of people reoffend when they're on that probation. It's a high percentage. April wanted to get Gordy back, but you allegedly wouldn't let her. Story. Yeah. I'll go through tonight, I guess. I haven't really thought about it. Apparently he thinks about it. Pants Maestro goes, is this moving on? Somebody asked me a question, I'm answering. Again, you just can't handle these L's, buddy. He doesn't like it when I tell the truth, when I expose the lie. Pants Maestro doesn't.
Expose what lie?
He's handing out L's like a fire-breathing Godzilla with just L breathing.
No, dude. Expose the lie. What are you talking about? What? He said you're not moving on, and you said, yeah, no, somebody asked me a question and I answered it. That's not moving on. Moving on would have been like, we spoke about it. You can go back and watch Old Toe. Blah, 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 blah. He never...
He's turning into a monster as principled uncertainty. A lot of people are crossover fans with Carl Hamburger here. That was such an iconic line. That was a parody song. Just inserted it so perfectly. He's turning into a monster. But with John, it was physically that he's turning into a monster. This is a mental monster that's getting, yep, that's the end of my sentence. Take it away, Aaron. I'm stumbling all over myself.
Doesn't like it. He's got his, but that's okay. I like having fun with him, and he's got his biases. I know where he stands. But no, she said she didn't want to take the kids away from the dog. Plus, that's my dog. Like, we picked it out together, but that's my kind of dog. That's my breed of dog that I like. And also,
with Gordy's one appearance that we've seen on the show, I never would have guessed that. He does not seem... That does not seem like it's his dog. It seemed, I could believe it's the kid's dog, but when Gordy showed up with today's paper, their newspaper there in the to prove that he's alive, it didn't seem like he liked Gordy. It seemed like it was April's dog or the kid's dog, but not his.
He says that's his kind of dog. What does that mean? Like he likes little chihuahuas? He's a chihuahua guy. Right.
Yeah, he would just say that. Like my roommate would say, he's a pug guy. He loves pugs. He wouldn't say that particular breed of dog. That sounds like a Simpsons gag with Nixon. I would also like to say that I enjoy that particular brand. Sorry for the obscure Simpsons joke, folks, but those are my second language. Simpsons jokes from the 90s.
Also, I'm not sending my dog with someone who at the time was addicted to cocaine. We got to remember, this is before the arrest.
The dog was with
she
you
was
too,
still
stupid.
hoofering the schneef. I know this because whenever I would get texts from her, it would be at 4 a.m. And they would end with,
thanks for coming in here, certified grass-touching coach. We were just talking about the legions of coaches. That was a remarkably good headshot. He was dressed all nice.
He thought it was a celebrity getting arrested. He walking away from the courthouse with his suit on. He was so proud of himself. But he doesn't realize that we're just there to fuck with him. That we just are there to... in a way, yeah, we are filling his ego hot air balloon.
with good night. So, yeah. I wasn't going to send Gordy with someone who was in that condition. I saw how dogs live over there. There's no way I would expose Gordy to that. Now he's at least in a house where people love
He wouldn't expose Gordy to that, but he brought his kids over there multiple times.
That's what I was just going to say. Not only did he take his kids there, he let this, cocaine-addicted bimbo broad that he keeps bad-mouthing drive his kids home to his first ex-wife while under the influence of said cocaine. How does he not see that he's... I left. That absolves me from everything. No, it don't, stupid.
Just so many faces. Thank you, Aaron.
I'm gonna punch him in all of
them. I'm happy that he's getting his face beyond the microphone some of these times. That was kind of a pain in the ass there for a while, trying to make Photoshops with his face always. But yeah, thanks. You've given me a few good ones with the microphone not covering the dumb face today.
That is a good point. Yeah, those are hard to get sometimes.
And would take care of him. And he's housebroken, which is the bare minimum you should do as a dog owner. So there you go. I got to tell you, man, he's been given a second chance morally as a human being, as someone who probably gave his kid coke. He probably doesn't deserve a second chance, but the law says everybody gets one. If he continues with this obsession, he's not going to make it. That's just the facts. That's not even being mean. It's just clean up your act, let me go, and try to better yourself. I know it's never your...
Okay, after a little bit of vitriol, he's back around to where he was in the morning show on this day of Get Better.
It's so weird that he does that. Yeah, exactly. He's it's like a waveform. It goes up and down. You know, he's like, yeah. Nick
I guess what we just,
but he's a piece of shit for doing coke. You know,
yeah. What we just experienced was like him screaming into a pillow. But you said in public all those thoughts you were supposed to just out into a pillow.
That's I don't know. I don't.
Your fault, sweet.
Nick's not obsessed with this guy. I don't think. And doesn't really
I don't
talk
believe
about
so. I believe he's got a vendetta against him. That Aaron, I think it might have been like a little disliking Aaron after the polycule broke up. But no, it's Aaron's actions that brought that disliking into a full-on fucking vendetta, which he does not obsessed, just a vendetta. You can have a vendetta and not be thinking about them all the time.
Right. No, it just when the opportunity presents itself, it's going to be in the forefront of Nick's mind.
Sweetheart, I know it's always someone else's fault, but you're going to have to look in the mirror and get to know that guy at some point. Sorry. Funeral director with $5. Funeral director, I think you're reading too much into it. All I said was I've been civil with April many times over the past year or so. There's been uncivil times. The night that Fury and Usyk fought the first time, we were just texting away about the fight. That was nice. But there would always just be there would always be some, like, there was a time of night where a switch just flipped and she would kind of turn into somebody else, and you don't know what that was. But the last time I spoke to her, or the last time I texted with her about a month or two ago, very civil. Very civil. But then she went dark on all her social media. It's not like we were like having an ongoing conversation. It was just about the phone thing. And she was in a really tough spot, and I felt bad. You know, the guy on the Verizon guy on the phone goes, she sounds like really bummed out. She's worried that she upset.
What?
No, random employees that she has to conduct business with are like, hey man, is she okay? Just through paying her bill on her phone monthly, I can tell something's up, man.
No, dude. I would almost bet Aaron was talking to the guy. Like, yeah, it's my ex-wife, blah, blah, blah. She's going through it. And he's like, oh, yeah. Why don't you shut the fuck up and just pay your bill? You know what I mean? Like, this is another unverifiable bullshit story that just paints him in a better light than her after he was just saying how civil he was with her. What a baby. This guy is a big baby. He's an emotional...
That you or whatever. I'm
not Coach Baby, though.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm like, she didn't upset me at all. I'm just trying to separate all the lines and create different accounts and remove the auto pay.
Hey, separating the lines is what Nick was trying to do with you back last year.
Like, I'm just trying to...
Sometimes I can't help myself with those shitty plays on words. I can't help myself.
Untangle this thing. Let her know I'm not upset. So I DM'd her on Twitter, and I just said, basically what I said was, don't ever worry about how I'm doing. I'm fine. Take care of yourself. Be better, so on and so forth. And she's like, okay, good. I was worried.
Magnanimous Aaron.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you. That is the word. Yep. I've taken
You were mad. I know those things can be tough. And I went, it's fine. It's all taken care of. And I said, thank you for cooperating. I really appreciate it. And then I think 3 days later, all her accounts went dark. So, yes, the actual steel toe wearer does not like that happened. He is like, this is fan fiction. It is funny, the seethe. I love the seethe. When it's something they...
Seethe! All right.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go again. Yeah, I've been seething all
Don't
show.
want to hear...
Noticed. Oh,
You've been... I wouldn't say seething, but you have been beaten down by this nonsense throughout the show.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, and that's exactly it. It's nonsense. Like everything that he isn't. This is his show right here. This 8 minutes. This is what he wants to do. Is be a drama channel, but he has to put in newsworthy things because that's the only thing left of a semblance of an actual show that he used to do. Because now it's all he's like talking about how we're all coping and seething, but he's on the internet more than all of us put together. There's just no
literally we can see him 7 hours a day most days of the week. You're on the internet those 7 hours. You're not on the air, even though I understand on the air live streaming it's similar, but you're on the internet. You're not across the airwaves.
right. Well, and even if it was across, it's more like public access than anything else. It's not. This isn't network television, yeah, or FCC regulated radio. It's not. You can reach more people, but there's also more people doing the same thing.
Here, when it doesn't compute with their reality, then it never happened. That, in a way, you're kind of like Nick in that way. I would say get better. That can lead to a bad road. Oh boy, I got to Steel Toe Wearer today. I really got to him. I'm sorry.
Oh,
buddy.
he is so happy with himself. He believes that person in the chat is seething, as one might say. He is very proud of himself right now.
No, but he was just doing exactly what he was accusing everybody else of doing. Is oh, you're acting like Nick. Like nobody prompted him to even speak on Nick Rekieta right then. But now he's comparing somebody in his chat who's also seething to Nick's behavior, which, for the most part, from what I've seen on his locals and stuff like that, pretty regular guy.
Buddy.
And prior to all of this, he was just a bit of a drinker. He would get drunk and definitely do some dumb shit on stream, but that's, when you got the money, you can act like an idiot.
That's just what happened. It was a cell phone thing. It wasn't that big of a deal. Just wanted to let you know that it was very cordial. We weren't planning on going to lunch together. We weren't planning on being best buds. We just cordially handled a disassociation of phone lines. I didn't know that would upset you that much. I didn't know that would lead you on an investigative journey. Actual Steel Toe, I have a prediction. By the end of 2025, if he keeps following Steel Toe, actual Steel Toe Wearer is going to have a nervous breakdown. He's losing his shit. No Pen 15 with $2 says, can we hear?
He likes controlling the emotions of other people. That's how we've been seeing this the entire show, and there we see it on an individual basis of a random chatter of him. I'm gonna cause him so much mental harm because he doesn't like me.
We hear your best Carl imitation. No, I can't do a Carl imitation because someone already does the best one. Like Zumach's Carl imitation is, you'd have to be a pretty heavy Zumach hater, and certainly we have our history. You'd have to be a pretty big Zumach hater to say that his Carl impression isn't spot on.
His Carl impression is kind of like the Goodfellas laugh.
Yep, yeah. I do think that Chad's funny with it. Would I say it's a spot-on impression? No, but it does make me laugh because it's a very manic impression. Yes, there he is.
I should have. I think I was a little late to seeing you bringing this up. Our favorite extra.
I didn't.
Of all time, the old man from the Cable Guy episode of Successful Failures. Ooh, I think he sticks his tongue out.
Oh, how come it doesn't want to animate?
Well, I'll vamp on about what we got going on next week.
Fine. Yes, let's continue it next week.
Maybe it'll come to use. If not, there's Jim Carrey right there. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'm gonna do a different technique of editing the TikTok lives. I think it's coming off a little flat when I do it on a different show. There we go. There's that old man.
Oh, it's only playing once. It's not looped. That's why.
Okay.
That's my
But
bad.
yeah, going to have one fuck yeah old man. he
All right. We'll let
he
that
was
go.
over the top, but he enhanced the scene. It did not.
I
It made
definitely-
that scene better. Him in there.
Yeah, and he stuck out to me even as a little kid. You know, like he jumped out of the scene. He was just so happy to be there. It was great.
When you go through the credits, background actors aren't in the credits, so he's nowhere to be found there. I don't know if we're going to track down anything else that he's been in, but I hope that we do. Fantastic performance, but maybe someone who's never acted before. That's a lot of retirees will be like, oh, you'll have me as a background actor, sure. But so hopefully we'll see more of him, but you will see some more madness from TikTok tomorrow. The official final episode of TikTok Around the Clock, because I had 2 segments edited, and yeah, it doesn't flow as well with a co-host. So ruining the perfect run of 69 episodes with a 70th TikTok Around the Clock tomorrow, and be back next week. I don't know if we're talking about James Rolfe or not. We might. I'll let you know on Friday. And I believe next week is 2K scheduled for Live from Somewhere. He will be coming in twice in the month of February. I thank all my guests for coming on Live from Somewhere. Spurg Snake was on last week, and I've got to reach out to more people because booking people is like my biggest weakness. I feel like I'm bothering people, and I've got to get over that mindset that I'm bothering folks, because folks like to be on shows. Well, some folks do. Some folks don't. Some people love to be on the Spurgtopia Discord. Thank you for the super sticker for $1. And there's a lot of nonsense happening over on the Spurgtopia Discord. My favorite thing to do is talk through GIFs. Keep jokes going with more GIFs.
There's a lot of GIF chatter going on currently. Turbs McGurk is running the Tosspot Radio live channel. He has just put out a book. I can't remember the exact title because it has a bit of a title, but it's about Kaz, one of our beloved members in the Spurgtopia Discord, who, there you go, I'm promoting a book. Yes, there we go.
I did see something about that book real quick this morning. So Turbs McGurk has a book out. I just saw it quickly, so I'm not sure of the subject matter. So lots of fun stuff going on over there. What's happening over on your channel? Before we go to your channel, Tosspot, I need to be more active on the Spurgtopia Discord. Tosspot is a superstar, and I've only gotten a little bit of him when I've stopped in lately.
He's definitely a star of the voice chat. If you guys are on Discord Friday nights, I think the voice chats are pretty interesting. And Turbs McGurk has bought the Tosspot Radio brand. It's all his now. He is putting out a chronicle of Kaz's life, Tosspot himself. It's a little bit Train Spotting and a whole lot of Mad Magazine, I think. I'm speculating. I only read the preview chapter of the first book, but there are definitely things happening in Spurgtopia. It is a wild. It's not. I don't want to. It's for families. Spurgtopia is for families. Join today. Discord.gg Spurgtopia.
That's the Spurgtopia plug. And now the plug for your channel for Monday nights at 9 Eastern, 10 Eastern, is it?
Yeah, I've been starting at 9:30 to midnight, usually from 9:30 p.m. to midnight Eastern. So 6:30 to 8:30, 9:30, something like that. Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, a little bit. I haven't gotten to Jeopardy yet, but that's in the queue. This past week was pretty good. We got some good wins on Family Feud. You were there. Annie O'Ryan was there, hanging out with her in a couple of weeks for Disco Elysium talk. And
Disco Elysium over on the What's This Game channel. I've been absent as a host. I don't have the nice little toys and times to do it, but that was fun. Co-hosting What's This Game with Annie, and what was it? Prey. I was on with you. That was a really fun game. Yeah. So Disco Elysium coming up on Annie O'Ryan's What's This Game channel.
Yep, and maybe a music stream sometime this week. I'm going to try and start doing something Saturday afternoon, consistently, music-wise. last one was Oingo Boingo. Before that was Primus. But there's a whole playlist on my channel. You want to check it out at Spurg Snake on YouTube and Twitter both.
Looking forward to that, and looking forward to some of Principled Uncertainty's old works. The recording of a musical he wrote. Oh yeah, when you're younger and you think that your projects are just the greatest thing, and then you come back at them as an adult.
Yeah, it's super cringe, especially if you were in a metal band when you were 15, 16, 17. You know what I mean? Like,
let me just revise this before I show it to an outgoing audience. Ooh. 18-year-old me, you have some good stuff in here, but oh boy.
Yeah, that was one thing I really enjoyed about Opie and Anthony, speaking of radio talk, is that they all brought in their old sets. Like, and Jim Norton's was terrible.
Oh yeah, Jim Norton's first year in stand-up comedy, when they would Jocktober themselves on the last month.
That was my favorite one.
We just despise the person who we used to be. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't, then you know you didn't grow much. Back to the St. Cloud Moron. I don't think he grew that much and doesn't think he has to.
His past self does not have him seething the way my past self does. No, not at all.
I'm coping with my own childhood.
Well, I hope all of you can cope with your childhood as well. Thank you all for joining. Feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all. All join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right to your honey with the right to left date. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.